Welcome to Farming Aid.
Nellore cattle, also known as Ongole cattle in India, have earned a strong reputation as one of the most dependable beef breeds for hot regions around the world. When temperatures climb, pastures dry out, and insects become relentless, many breeds begin to struggle. Nellore cattle do the opposite. They stay active, keep gaining, and continue to reproduce even when the environment is harsh. That is why they are so widely used across India, Brazil, Africa, and other tropical areas. In this video, we are going to look at what makes these cattle so special in warm climates, from their natural heat tolerance and disease resistance to their ability to thrive on rough forage. By the end, you will see why ranchers in the tropics trust Nellore genetics and why this breed has become a cornerstone of beef production in some of the world's most challenging environments. To understand their success, it helps to picture where the Ongole breed first developed. Coastal Andhra Pradesh in India is not a gentle environment for livestock. It is a place of strong sun, high temperatures, monsoon rains, insects, and sometimes scarce forage. For centuries, farmers there depended on cattle that could handle daily work, survive on rough grazing, and stay healthy without constant intervention. Natural selection did part of the job, removing animals that could not cope. Human selection did the rest, favoring cattle that were sturdy, calm enough to work, and reliable through drought and disease pressure. That long process created the genetic foundation that shows up in Nellore cattle today. When you move such a breed into another tropical region, it is no surprise that it adjusts quickly because it comes from a climate that is just as demanding. One of the most obvious reasons Nellore thrive in the tropics is heat tolerance. Cattle from temperate regions often struggle when temperatures stay high day and night. They eat less, gain less, and face more stress. Nellore cattle, on the other hand, have physical traits that help them manage body temperature effectively. Their light coat color reflects sunlight. Their loose skin increases surface area, which improves heat dissipation. The characteristic hump stores energy in the form of fat, keeping the rest of the body cooler. Even the structure of their sweat glands and hair coat helps with temperature regulation. You can watch them on a hot day and see how comfortable they remain while other breeds are panting and searching for shade. That comfort translates directly into productivity in the real world because a cow that is not stressed by heat will keep breeding, grazing, and growing. Tropics are not only about heat. Humidity can be just as hard on cattle. High humidity increases the pressure from parasites, ticks, flies, and infectious diseases. Many European breeds show rapid decline in health when moved into such environments unless they are heavily protected with medication and close management. Nellore cattle show natural resistance to many tropical diseases and external parasites. Their skin, coat, and immune response make it harder for ticks to attach and harder for infections to take hold. This does not mean they are magically immune to everything, but they cope much better than most. For farmers in tropical regions where veterinary services may be limited or expensive, this natural resilience is incredibly valuable. It lowers mortality, reduces veterinary costs, and makes the herd far easier to manage at scale. Another reason they are prized lies in their grazing ability. Tropical forage is often coarse, low in energy, and highly seasonal. Where temperate breeds struggle to maintain weight on rough pasture, Nellore cattle continue to do reasonably well. They evolved on scrub, crop residues, and native grasses, so they know how to make use of what is available. Their digestive systems handle fibrous feed efficiently. And they can walk long distances to water and forage without falling apart physically. Ranchers in Brazil, for example, rely on Nellore genetics precisely because their animals can turn low-quality pasture into beef while dealing with heat, insects, and rain. In parts of Africa and Asia, this same trait makes them a lifeline for smallholder farmers who do not have access to high-quality feeds or intensive systems. Reproductive performance is another key strength. It is one thing for a cow to survive heat, but another to continue cycling, conceiving, and raising calves under stress. Nellore cows are known for strong maternal instincts, high fertility, and long productive lives. Even when pastures dry up during the dry season, they tend to maintain enough condition to breed back once forage improves. Calving ease is usually good, and calves are vigorous soon after birth. In tropical systems where record-keeping may not be perfect and veterinary help may be distant, having cows that take care of reproduction with minimal assistance is huge. It keeps herds growing even in environments that challenge every other part of the operation. The adaptability of Nellore cattle goes beyond climate alone. They are equally versatile in different production systems. Some are kept by small farmers who rely on cattle for milk, manure, and draft work. Others are raised in large commercial beef operations across millions of hectares. Nellore adapt to both situations because they are tough, not overly demanding, and able to handle variation in management quality. They respond well to better nutrition when it is available, showing respectable growth and carcass yields in feedlots, yet they do not collapse when conditions are poor. That flexibility is exactly what tropical agriculture often needs, because conditions can swing from abundance to scarcity within a single year. It is also worth looking at temperament. While every individual animal is different, Nellore cattle tend to be alert and strong but manageable when handled correctly. In regions where handling facilities are basic, you need cattle that will not constantly injure themselves or people. Years of use as draft animals in India shaped their disposition as much as their bodies. A calm but resilient temperament reduces stress during transport, vaccination, or movement between pastures. Lower stress again links to better immunity, better weight gain, and safer working conditions for farmers. Nellore genetics have also become central to crossbreeding programs in the tropics. Many countries combine Nellore with European taurine breeds to create animals that grow faster or produce more marbled beef while still retaining tropical resilience. The Nellore portion of the genetics delivers heat tolerance, tick resistance, and survival, while the other side of the pedigree adds carcass quality or milk production. The success of these crossbreeds is a direct reflection of how strong Nellore traits are. Without that base, most exotic breeds would not withstand tropical pressure for long. This makes Nellore not only valuable as a pure breed but also as a foundation for whole national cattle industries. From an economic point of view, everything mentioned above converges into one big reason they are prized. They lower risk. Tropical agriculture is unpredictable. Droughts happen. Floods happen. Disease outbreaks occur. Inputs like feed and veterinary drugs can be expensive or unavailable. A breed that keeps producing through adversity protects household income and national beef supplies. Ranchers and governments recognize that and invest heavily in Nellore genetics. In Brazil, the breed has essentially built the modern beef industry. In India, it has cultural and economic significance. In Africa, it is being used to upgrade local herds to improve meat production without losing toughness. That kind of broad acceptance is not based on fashion. It is based on results seen over decades. There are also cultural and historical reasons these cattle are valued. In their homeland, Ongole cattle have been associated with strength, endurance, and pride. They have been used in religious ceremonies, festivals, and traditional farming systems. This long relationship created deep knowledge among local breeders. They knew which bulls to keep, which cows produced the best calves, and how to maintain purity while allowing the breed to adapt. When the breed spread to other countries, it carried that heritage with it. Today, when someone mentions Nellore, they are talking not only about an animal, but about a legacy shaped by both people and environment. Of course, no breed is perfect. Nellore cattle do not always match European breeds in rapid weight gain under cool, high feedlot conditions. Their beef marbling can be lower unless selected carefully. But in the tropics, the advantages far outweigh such trade-offs. The environment sets the rules, and the animals that win are the ones that stay healthy, reproduce reliably, and convert forage into beef even when conditions are harsh. In that contest, Nellore cattle consistently come out ahead. That is why ranchers who tried more fragile breeds often switch back and never look again. Their physical appearance itself tells a story about adaptation. The prominent hump, sleek coat, and loose folds of skin are not just aesthetic features. They speak of survival under solar radiation, seasonal feed supplies, and parasite pressure. The long face and strong hooves reflect the need to walk long distances on tough ground. Even their social behavior in the herd helps. They know how to move as a group to water sources, how to find shade, and how to protect calves from predators or dogs. These instincts developed over centuries in open landscapes and are incredibly useful in modern extensive ranching. When we talk about tropical climates, we are talking about environments that challenge biology every single day. High ultraviolet exposure, irregular rainfall, heat stress on internal organs, and pathogen-rich surroundings are constant realities. Nellore cattle are not surviving there by luck. Their genes have been tested by time. Breeders continue to refine them today, selecting animals with better growth, better meat quality, and even stronger disease resistance while respecting the core tropical strengths. Modern genetic programs in Brazil and India use performance records, ultrasound, and advanced breeding technologies, but the foundation remains exactly the same: an animal that thrives where others struggle. There is also an important sustainability angle. Raising cattle that match their environment reduces the need for heavy chemical use, constant cooling systems, and imported feed. Nellore cattle can live on native grasses and crop residues, which supports lower input farming. In developing regions where farmers must work with what is locally available, this is not just convenient. It is essential. A resilient breed helps protect livelihoods while reducing pressure on fragile ecosystems. When cattle are adapted, you do not need to force the environment to adapt to them. That alignment is key for the future of livestock production in a warming world. In beef markets, consumer expectations are also evolving. Some buyers prioritize meat quality alone. Others are now interested in how animals are raised, how sustainable ranching is, and how well adapted livestock are to their surroundings. Nellore-based systems fit well with those ideas because they are less dependent on resource-intensive structures. As selection for carcass traits continues, these cattle are also improving in tenderness and yield, erasing earlier criticisms. What remains constant is their ability to function in the tropics better than most of their competitors. When you step back and look at the full picture, a clear pattern appears. Nellore cattle are prized for tropical climates because every part of their biology and history fits those conditions. They handle heat, humidity, parasites, rough forage, and long distances. The question becomes how to best use their strengths. Some producers will build pure Nellore herds focused on low-input grazing. Others will cross them with British or continental breeds to enhance beef quality while keeping tropical resilience. Either way, the central role of Nellore genetics remains. As climate variability increases worldwide, the traits they carry may become valuable beyond the traditional tropics as well, in regions that are warming and experiencing new disease pressures. Nellore, or Ongole cattle, are more than just a breed. They are a perfect example of nature and careful breeding working together to handle the challenges of tropical climates. Their heat tolerance, disease resistance, ability to thrive on rough forage, and strong reproductive performance make them ideal for regions where other breeds struggle. Whether raised as purebreds or used in crossbreeding programs, Nellore cattle continue to prove their value to ranchers, farmers, and entire beef industries. For anyone looking to build a resilient, productive herd in hot, humid environments, these cattle are a trusted choice. If you enjoyed this breakdown of why Nellore cattle shine in the tropics, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights into the world of hardy livestock.